Woo! Pull that drag. All right, mud mill. Alright guys, we're here at Mud Mill Pond. I'm going to make this really short and sweet. My name is Dave. I do a ton of snakehead fishing in the Delaware area, and this is one spot that I've never really snakehead fished before, but I know there's a low population of snakeheads in here. They're pretty tough to catch, and it's one of those spots that people just really tell everybody, like, go to Mud Mill if you want to catch a snakehead, but there's really not that many here. So today's goal is just going to be go fishing, hopefully catch a snakehead. Realistically, I'd say our chances are about 20% to actually pull one out of here, because the population is not very high. But we're just gonna go fishing, probably catch some bass, maybe a snakehead, and have some fun. Let's get out here. All right, so we've made it out on the water. I've got a frog tied on. This is the Snakehead Outlaws Venom frog right here. Last time I actually used this exact frog with this color scheme and everything. I'll show you guys what happened right here.
Got him. Dude, it's a big one. What did I just say? What did I just say?
That's just craziness. Just craziness. So now that you've seen that clip, you know this frog works. You know it's a snakehead killer. Caught plenty on it in the short time that I've used it. And it's a lot of fun to use, especially when you catch big 8-pound snakeheads like that one was right there. I think it was a beast. So if we can pull something like that out of local Mud Mill Pond right here, that would be unreal. This is definitely the frog to do it though, if one is gonna get it done. Fishing some, you know, little backwaters off the main pond right here. Targeting some shallow areas, some laydowns back here, plenty of vegetation, a lot of shade, a lot of cover, a lot of wind protected coves. And those are the, you know, the kind of places that snakeheads like to hide out in. If you guys have, you know, watched snakehead fishing videos before, or you've snakehead fished for yourself personally, you know these are the kind of areas back here that snakeheads love to hang out in. So we'll see if we can find one. Gonna be patient about it, throw the frog for a bit. If we're not getting any blow-ups on that, we'll switch over to something else, but let's just patiently frog this area, see if we can't get something to pop back here. I hear plenty of frogs ribbiting away back here, so if there are snakeheads back this far in the pond, I'm sure frogs are something that they've been feeding on. And we're in a spot right now that boats really can't get to. There's some structure that prevents us, or prevents boats from getting back to where I'm at right now. So this area should not be able to get bow fished or anything like that. So if there are snakeheads in this area, should be a decent population of them because they've been here for years. Surprised nothing's even touched the frog yet. I mean, this is a good pickerel pond, good bass pond. You would think something would have hit the frog by now. We're in some pretty fishy waters. Water is very, very cold though, like the coldest I've felt of any pond in, you know, weeks, because the water has really warmed up here lately, but seems like back here, some cold water. So obviously all this right here in front of me looks really good, but if you were fishing, I want you guys to let me know down in the comments where you'd throw right now. I'll tell you where I'm gonna throw. This little pocket right over here. So we've got timber on the outside of it, vegetation on the back side of it. And I think I can plop a cast down right in there. Not that time, but right about there is where I wanna be. Snakeheads love it when there's structure like right off the shore, and then obviously they have the shore as well to protect them. So they love to sit right in between areas like that. Nothing there that time, but that's the kind of areas that we want to be targeting today. In between the shoreline and the first piece of structure that's right there. Whoop, something hit it. I think that's a little bass or pickerel. Aggressive dude though. Oh, it's a bass. Yeah, he just swirled on it again. Sign of life. Not my primary target, but it's like an 8-inch little largie. Oh, whew. Just had a largie on there. Couldn't really tell if he was on there, so when in doubt, I set the hook. I set the hook and set him flying behind my yak. About a pound largie. The way he swirled on it though, I had suspicions it might have been a snake, but I'm glad we got to see the fish anyway, even though we lost him, and just know that it wasn't. If it was a snake and I missed him, I would have been sick. Further we go back here though, they're starting to hit the frog a little more. Just sucking it under though, not really fully gulping it. So far it's about as I expected it would be. Tough bite. Couple bass hitting here and there on the frog. I think I might lay the frog down for a bit. Go subsurface with some stuff. Maybe hit a different area of the pond, because back here haven't seen any signs whatsoever of a snakehead, which isn't really that much of a surprise, but it still sucks. All right, we've come out here onto the main pond. We were back in a little creek for a minute there, just trying to find the snakes, man. It's tough. I really don't think there's a whole lot here, like I said, but we're gonna toss this frog around this cove area here. If we don't get anything with that strategy, we're just gonna switch to some subsurface lures, maybe some inline spinners, maybe some chatterbaits or crankbaits or something, and just kind of bass fish and then hope we get lucky with a snake. But it's been a tough bite so far. We are down, but we are not out. We still got time. Sun is still high in the sky. We got a couple hours where we can try to make something happen here. The habitat here is truly fantastic for snakeheads. It's a shame that there really isn't that many of them, because if there was, it would be a fantastic fishery. Snakeheads add that element of just that wild card fish that is just so much fun to catch. All right, so I've decided to switch up from topwater. Frog just was not getting much action whatsoever, and a lot of the snakeheads I've seen caught here have been on inline spinners and small crankbaits of a fire tiger color. So I went real small. I went with a size 2 Meps fire tiger to stand out in that muddy water. And we're gonna see if we can catch some multi-species and maybe still even a snakehead. So I'm gonna toss this around and hopefully that bite is on a little bit more once we go subsurface. It should be. Sun is setting in that good time of night for the fish to be really hitting out here at Mud Mill. Whew, gotta get used to casting this thing. It's a lot different than throwing 50-pound braid. Lots of boats coming out here tonight at Mud Mill. It's a weekend. Saturday night, people are out doing their thing. Parking lot's full. There's like 3 boats out here now. Of course, now that dude slows down. A lot of idiots and boats out here. That's a fish. First one of the day. Little bluegill. Just 2-tapped it right at the front of the kayak. I will take you, buddy. Normally, I'd be like, oh, it's just a bluegill, but today, when it's been so tough, fish is a fish, and I'm happy to get on the board. Not the snakehead that we originally wanted out here, but gotta start somewhere, I guess. That was a nice hit. I think we got a different species than bluegill here. Yeah, nice bass here. All right, mud mill. Ooh, that's a good bass. That's a good bass. Stay on, buddy. I want to see you. Ooh, that water is so cold. He's splashing me. So cold. Sheesh. All right. That is a tank for sure. Leave it to the maps to come through. Excuse me. When nothing else is working. Solid 1.5 or 2 pound chunk right there. It's a real nice bass. Good fight on the ultralight setup with the MEPS. And back down into the muddy depths of Mudmill Pond he goes. Whew, I didn't know what that was when it hit. I thought it might have been a pickerel. I'm glad it was a bass though. Good to get our first bass. Could be finding somewhat of a little pattern here on the little size 2 MEPS. We're up here at the front of the pond right now, and as you can see, it's only about 1.5 feet deep. Sand bottom, some mud down there too. I got me another bass, no way. I was hung up in the tree. I got another good bass right here. Woo! Pull that drag. Yes, sir. That thing hit it when it wasn't even supposed to hit it. Like, it fell in. I think the hook was fouled up, and that bass just ate it. All right. Chunky. Straight up, man. Let's go. No snakeheads, but the mudmill bass are fired up. This one's even nicer than the last one. It's bigger. Little gut on him right there. Probably could be spawner right now. You can see on the fins it's got some blood on it. Tail's kind of beat up. Good bass. Real nice bass, and the way he hit it was awesome. We'll go ahead and get that release on this guy real quick. See you, buddy. Thanks for that fight. Pull a little drag. That was just epic, guys. That thing surprised me, not gonna lie. I did not think I was gonna catch a fish on that cast, but I cast a little bit too far. It got hung up in some sticks. I pulled it a little bit, and then when it hit the water, I think the line was wrapped around the hooks, but the bass hit it like it was a topwater lure. That was a lot of fun. They love the color fire tiger in this pond for whatever reason. It's funny because there's not really a ton of yellow perch in here, which is what fire tiger would mimic. But they do love that color. It stands out in that mud that this place is so well known for. Well, guys, that went about as I expected it would go. I knew our chances were pretty low of actually catching a snakehead, but I wanted to just go out there and kind of do the hard work for all you guys and show you that it's really not the best spot to go if you're snakehead fishing. It's a good spot for bass, pickerel, crappie, perch, and stuff like that, but if you're out there going for snakeheads, there's many other much better spots you can go and try to target them at, because you're not really going to be able to go out there and have consistent luck with snakeheads. You might catch 1 or 2 in a year, but they're just not there in good numbers yet. Hopefully they will in the future be there in good numbers, but right now it's just not happening. So if you guys did enjoy the video, like I said in the introduction, please go down there, leave me a thumbs up, drop a comment, and hit that subscribe button, and let me know how you do out at Mudmill Pond. But for now, I gotta go. I'm about to go fishing again. It's the next day here, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna leave you guys. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.